Hi, it's Cash, and hey, thanks for coming in and watching my video podcast that I have here on my YouTube channel. Hey, when you're done watching this one, feel free to watch the other ones I have listed on here, and when you're done, if you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, thanks for coming in and enjoy the video.
Did the Seahawks score, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's close enough. So I think that's it, man. Is that the final one? Because I know the Raiders were up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's over.
So, and then what about the mess in L.A. town with the Cucks? How'd the Cucks finish?
The Cucks throttled the Broncos, or throttled the Packers.
I left that game. It was a 19-3 final there. You know what? Let's just start there, shall we? Can we start there? I would like to start there as we prepare for the Sunday nighter. It is amazing, my friend. This is the time of the year where these guys actually start their run. I don't know why. Don't know how they do it, but they do.
It's the Chargers, man. It's what they do. It's the Cucks.
Well, it's like clockwork with those guys, the Cucks.
Every year. 11-5 is best you can ask for them because they're going to win out now.
Well, they probably will. Let me look at their schedule here. But big winners today. Last I checked, it was 19-3, and since I try to cover as many games as I can, it was just a field goal fest for a little while. That's all it was. But now the Chargers find themselves at 4-5, which is very 11-5 will get them in. 10-6 will probably get them in the AFC. The AFC.
Yes, it will.
So the Chargers. I don't know how it's like. Let's look at the Chargers schedule, shall we? They do win.
It's a shame we don't have a Chargers guy in the room.
No, can't do that.
Where would that motherfucker be?
Probably making some more of those quality memes and finding people who sniff seats. So anyway, Chargers win 26-11, and it looked like
Melvin Gordon with 2 touchdowns today.
Aaron Rodgers, 23-35, only 161 yards, and I'll tell you what, they had trouble moving it the whole day. And They did. Chargers, Phillip Rivers, very good, 21-28, but still, no touchdown passes for Rivers, but that's okay because if he's not throwing touchdown passes, then that means they're running the football pretty good.
Which means he ain't throwing interceptions either.
That's true. I mean, God bless him, he makes the difficult throws. However, Melvin Gordon in the end zone twice. So Chargers win that game 26-11, go 4-5. As we start, the Cucks. The Cucks start their annual, what the hell, let's start playing football in November season. Happens like every freaking time.
Well, here's the thing, though. We do this, because we're fans, every week's so important. And you said it a million times. Nobody wants to be remembered for playing great football in September and October.
No.
Okay? You want to be playing. Now, the problem is if you dig such a hole like the Chargers do, then, that's a different issue. But everything's right out in front of most everybody, and that's what NFL has done with parity. They've created it to where every week that nobody's really out of it until December.
Well,
except for the Dolphins, the Redskins, and the Jets. They're fucked.
Yeah, that was pretty much etched in stone at the beginning of the year. Chargers again 26-11, and just over in Denver, the Broncos beat the hapless, and yes, they are the hapless Cleveland Browns.
I have to ask what the NFL was thinking. Why in the hell were both teams wearing home jerseys?
That was just utterly ridiculous.
I understand why Denver does it. They're at home.
I don't get it. I will say this again. I'm going to show my age here, but I saw this on an NFL Films. One year, the Vikings and the New York Giants in a game in Minnesota actually both wore blue.
Blue and purple.
Blue and purple. And at halftime, or at the end of the quarter, they had to go switch out and put the Vikings in white. All right.
Yeah.
But that is utterly ridiculous. If it's a lighter color, I get it, but it's not. And plus, with the orange helmets, they're not fucking brown. They're orange. Let's get that straight right now. Orange. Against the
you're kind of a grumpy old fuck today.
I kind of am, man. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy grumpy old fuck, but still, why? I didn't get that either.
But no idea, dude. No idea.
You will not, since you will not say his name, I will say it for you. Baker Mayfield, 27 of 42, 273 and a touchdown. And that's serviceable, all right? But at the end of the game, he did not come through. And that's all it comes down to.
No, he missed OBJ,
Why?
who was a complete who by the way, him and Jarvis Landry were told at halftime they had to change cleats or they would not play because they had Joker cleats on the first half. Look, fellas, nobody understands your plight as millionaires who can't follow simple instructions.
Who did the game? Was it? I think it was Trent Green, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But no, Trent Green said the same exact. He said, "I don't get it, man. They give you rules."
It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Okay, and the whole thing about, well, they're just trying. Bitch, you can't express yourself. Your employer has told you that. If you don't like it, go play in Canada. They don't pay near as much money.
XFL. They go to XFL. But XFL.
Yeah. He can't pay them either.
But you know what? If they want to pay for their freedom,
yeah.
Vince McMahon,
you want freedom or you want millions? Hey, do you want freedom or do you want millions? Multiple millions.
It's here's the problem with the Browns, and besides,
there's not just one.
Here's one of the problems. Excuse me. Here's one of the multiple issues with the Browns. All right, you've got a young team, you've got a talented team. You don't have a grown-up in the room. You do.
It's a true story.
You do not have the work. Somebody, I mean, for example, a salty-ass vet would come up and say, "Hey, man, take those fucking shoes off." All right? Even though it seems insignificant.
Could you imagine Charles Haley on that team?
Haley pissed in freaking lockers in San Francisco. He had to go, man. And that's what people say.
But I want to give the Browns a little bit of credit today. They only had 5 penalties. You could tell that they didn't turn the ball over a lot. You could tell they were trying. But here's the problem. It's not going to happen overnight. You should have had all that stuff squared away in the first 7 weeks of the season. First 7 or 8 weeks of the season.
And it's funny that you mention that because I guess Kitchens actually called up his mentor, and his mentor is Bill Parcells. And Parcells,
Bear Bryant.
That's it. Well, Bear Bryant. Everybody, if you go to Alabama, everybody is Bear Bryant.
Bear's still alive, by the way. You didn't know that.
Somewhere. Bear lives somewhere.
Just ask some Alabama fan. They'll tell you.
But he asked Parcells, he says, "Do I give these guys the week off?" And he says, "No, you need to clean shit up, man. You need to go.
Hell no.
You need to hit. You need to go out there and start hitting. And it's one touchdown that this is a microcosm of the Browns. Fan, the kid from Denver, caught a pass going over the middle. Instead of putting your arms around, I know he's a big dude, but instead of putting your arms around him, wrapping him up to slow down to get the gang tackle, it's let's throw the shoulder in there and try to trip him up. A terrible tackling, and he went all the way in over 70 yards for a touchdown. It's shit like that. You don't do that shit, especially in November.
What did Parcells say that one time on that glorious NFL Films? You get another personal foul, you're off the fucking team. I'll put you on a plane. You're on a plane. One more personal foul, I'm going to put you on a fucking plane.
But you know what?
They don't have that shit nowadays because they'll cry.
But remember, when he took over that team from Ray Perkins. Again, I'm going to show my age.
Oh, yeah, and they were horrible.
And they were undisciplined. And Perkins would
horrible.
And Parcells just had a nice way of saying, "You got to go." And he was the grown-up in the room. That's the whole thing. You need a grown-up in.
You know where Ray Perkins went to? He went to Alabama.
And then
and they was like, "You know what, Ray?
You gotta.
I know you're one of Bear's boys, but."
And then Ray Perkins went to Tampa Bay, and then Bill Walsh said, "Hey, look, now that you drafted Vinny Testaverde, why don't you give me that scrub backup of yours named Steve Young? I'll give you a second rounder." So,
yeah, Ray's a genius.
So the Browns now fall to 2-5. They're pretty much they're done. If you have a team that's got some experience and they have talent. That's the thing. The Browns have talent. They just have a bunch of boneheaded kids playing.
Well, they don't have it. They don't have it where you need
No.
it, and that's on the line. The offensive line is really bad. But I'm gonna tell you something, boys. And if y'all didn't know this already, Nick Chubb is a grown ass man.
Give him the ball.
That is a bad man. But look, we've done wasted way too much time talking about the damn Cleveland Browns. Can we move on to something else?
65 yards. Let's go over the early game, shall we?
Yes, the early games.
Let's get the early games. First early game, and I'm talking it was real early. Houston over Jacksonville, 26-3 from London. That's the final London game of the year, thank God.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Jacksonville's ever lost on a London game, is it not? Because they're like they go every year like twice. So I mean, they usually do pretty well over there.
Deshaun Watson just toyed with them. That's pretty much what happened. 22-28, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 7 rushes.
With one eye.
With one eye. Yeah, that's the thing. He still hasn't recovered fully.
Dude, that shit looks awful too. I mean, it really does. I seen him up close today. It was bad.
The Texans go to 6-3. The Jaguars fall to 4-5. They're big. Well, I don't want to say he's a superstar because he's a good young quarterback, but he still has a lot to learn. Gardner Minshew, 27-47, which are okay.
He didn't do well today. He didn't make the plays when he needed to.
But you want to know something?
It's just.
And we talked about it. We'll cover it more this week. He's a rookie.
Well, Jacksonville's a train wreck, dude. They got issues on both sides of the ball.
Fournette, 11 rushes, 40 yards. So if Leonard Fournette's only carrying the ball 11 times, you're not going to win. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with the damn coach. I mean, you've got a workhorse back there. Let him run. But they want to make Garner. They buy into this Chuck Norris meme hype that Garner Minshew's got.
Bingo.
Let that shit go, man. Come on. I mean, you want to win games, or you want to be funny?
I mean, they're cute. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They're freaking cute. It's nice to see, but hey, he's still a rookie, man. Treat him as such.
Look, man.
Treat him.
Yeah.
Let's just put. You know what? Now
when he left home, he told his daddy, "You're the man of the house. We got it. It was funny 5 weeks ago. Now you suck. Let's move on with life."
When his mom went to labor with him, he drove her to the hospital.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Come on. That's Chuck Norris shit. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, it's great. It's only funny for a while.
He's a rookie, but 4 and 5. He's he has potential, but he still has to go through his growing pains. And you know what? The best thing he can do is sit behind Nick Foles, who's a good Philadelphia Eagle quarterback. That's it. That's what we. That'd be the legend of Big Dick Nick.
Oh, Big Nick Foles. Yeah. Oh, Big Dick Nick.
Well, they do have a title underneath their belt, so God bless them. Hey, Pittsburgh.
Hold on.
Go for it.
Golf clap.
Hold on.
All right. Yeah, Pittsburgh pulled one out today because the GOAT, Adam Vinatieri, once again has done the Colts in.
Let me ask you: Do you think a kicker deserves to go into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, trust me, if anyone needs to, it's him.
I'm not just asking a question.
Oh yeah, I mean they're going. I mean every position is what it is. You got to let them go.
Again,
I mean
another backup today. This time, Brian Hoyer. He pushed into action.
Yeah, and it looked pretty good until and again, as Bill Harp so acutely expressed in our chat, that's why he was a backup when he threw that 97-yard interception for a touchdown.
Still, your backup has to. Okay, your backup. All he has to do, the backup just puts you in a position to win. All right,
and he did,
and he did. And come on, the man threw for it was 168 yards. He still threw for 3 touchdowns. He was not the reason they lost that game.
Well, I mean, if you take out that one bad throw, then it wouldn't have mattered.
No, it wouldn't. But still, he got them in position, and Vinatieri.
He did. At the end, when it's all said and done, he put Adam in the place to win, and Adam didn't.
And then Adam with the divot that would have made Tiger proud.
He dug his foot in. I mean, there's one thing. Motherfuckers get old. I mean, I know we can't say it. Hey, we can't say it out loud, but this just ends. Tom's not playing great either. It's just he's just not gonna make that mistake. I mean, you can look. Tom is not the offense in New England is not good.
The offense is it's okay. It's okay, but that defense.
But hey, that's not Tom's fault because nothing's Tom's fault.
No.
But it is what it is.
It's like you just took a grenade.
Well, you know. I mean, I'm sure Dodge right now stopped jerking off, and now he's all, that son of a bitch did it again.
Well, he does use his window coverage of the championship banners, so
Yeah.
he does that shit proudly, by the way. God bless you, Mike Dodge, for that.
Yes.
Hey,
God bless you, Dodge. We enjoy
The
you.
Steelers actually have recovered pretty good. They're 4-4. The Colts dropped down to 5-3. You're looking at Mason Rudolph. He's Big Ben's going to come back next year. It's going to be his team because he's Ben's Roethlisberger. But Rudolph, serviceable. Rookie quarterback, our second year. So
I don't know, man. You can go back to who was that son of a bitch that played forever? Charlie
Batch.
Charlie Batch. Charlie Batch was serviceable too. Hell, he won games. He got them through patches. I mean, that's just what Pittsburgh does. I mean, or Schittsburg. I'm sorry, I can't believe I said that. That's what Schittsburg does. Now today, they should have lost. They didn't. But hey, that's the shit that as Ben said, good teams win trap games. Well, I take that back. That has nothing to do with this because neither one of them's a good team, and the only good team was the Colts, and they lost. So
a big contingency we have in the group would be the Philadelphia Eagles, who we talked to a little bit about with Nick Foles and how he still loved there. Philadelphia did go in. That's the second win they've had on the road. This time they beat the very disappointing and underperforming Chicago Bears 22-14.
Homie, look here.
I'm looking, man.
9 yards at the half. That's what the Bears had. And trust me, the Philadelphia Eagles on defense are not the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
Not even close.
The total yards, this is terrible right here. Even if it was 9 yards in the first half, total yards for the entire game, 164. All right? And only 102 passing yards.
Right. Hey, turn it on NBC. 41.
41? Wow.
Yeah, I know, not you. I was talking to my lovely wife who had walked in here because I got to make sure I can hear Carrie sing if I can't see.
So you're not going to win you're not going to win anything with 164 yards. Let's just get that straight right now. And the Eagles still have her turn it down just a little bit.
Turn it down just a little bit, darling.
Tell her I said thank you very much.
He said thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So 164 yards total. Philadelphia 373. Mitch Trubisky 125 yards passing. Really no running game to talk about for the Bears. The Eagles, they put it up 26-39 for Carson Wentz with a touchdown pass. Jordan Howard ran the ball pretty good. The Eagles are now 5-4. So
the Eagles are still in it, man. Bill Harp said after the winner of our game was out or loser of our game was out. Trust me, they're still in it because you never know which Cowboy team's going to show up tomorrow.
And plus, you got to go back. You got to go to Philadelphia and play it too. So.
Well, we've got a rough schedule ahead of us. I mean, I can't get over this. Hey, I can't get over this fact that they keep saying, "Well, you ain't played nobody." Well, motherfucker, I can't help it. I mean, New England ain't played nobody. The 49ers ain't played nobody. Who's played anybody? To be honest with you, we can't help it. We have to play who we play. Now, granted. We're going to play the Vikings. We're going to play the Bills. We're going to play the Patriots, and we're going to play the Rams. Now, we're fixing to hit the meat of our schedule, whereas the Eagles have already hit theirs, and they're going to hit the easy part. So that's why we've got to really be on, because the Eagles can jump back into this. There's no doubt in my mind.
Speaking of your easy part of your schedule, how the hell did the Cowboys lose to the frickin' New York Jets?
You know what?
That's fine, but I don't.
First off, I hate you for. I got to
talk about it, man. That's what.
But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you. The year we went 13-3, and I want to say it was 92 or 92. 92. We went 13-3. We lost to the Los Angeles Rams, who were basically 3-13. I don't remember, but it was really, really bad. I could. I can't remember. Gary was the running back. Cleveland Gary was the running back for the Los Angeles Rams.
Marcus Dupree was a running back for him, too. You remember that.
Yeah, but I think he was already done. But, oh, sweet baby Jesus, I couldn't believe he lost that game, but it didn't matter because we were going to win. I knew that. Y'all knew that. Everybody knew that. Well, maybe you didn't. You're a 49er fan. You were still holding on. But anyway,
14-2.
The thing about it is this. I can't explain the loss to the Jets other than the same thing that we seen today in the Chargers and the Green Bay game. Adam Gase probably went in, or not Adam Gase, whoever the guy is for Green Bay. I can't remember his name right now.
Matt LaFleur.
He goes in, Matt LaFleur goes in there and goes, look here, boys, this team we're playing shit. They're not any good. I mean, we're going to be playing in front of a high school crowd today. Let's go out there and kick the shit out of them and go home. Because I'm pretty sure that's what Garrett said. Worst team in football, let's play them, let's go out there and win.
I think there's some high schools in Texas that will actually dwarf.
I agree with you completely. I agree with you completely.
At Dignity Health Stadium. But Jesus.
I agree with you completely. Now our defense that night, just did not play well. I don't know what else to say.
It was a Fitz magic today. 3 touchdowns against the Jets. And so I mean that little bit more of that's the JETS lose.
The NFL memes thing came out today and says, well, the Jets just lost to the Dolphins. The Jets beat the Cowboys. So that means the Cowboys are worse than the Dolphins. Now, that's how damn trifling the NFL meme side is because they need to throw the Cowboys into something. You forgot we thumped them. We thumped the Dolphins, so you really can't use that
didn't come out here.
But anyway, let's go on. Let's please move on.
Probably one of the better games this morning was Minnesota and Kansas City. Kansas City.
Excellent game.
That was a really good, solid game. 26-23 Kansas City. Matt Moore, another backup, doing what a backup should do. Put your team in position
Andy
to win,
Reid,
and he did.
Well, that kicker was a bad man today because he was kicking through there were some fierce winds in Kansas City. But hey,
he's always been good.
But you know what? What are you going to do?
Wins were for Kirk Cousins. He actually had a good game. 3 touchdown passes. Matt Moore, though. Matt Moore was the man.
Again, I'm going to tell you. Y'all can stay off Kirk Cousins. That is a bad man when they let him play.
Yeah. Well, he had to actually go out there and tell him, hey, look, I would like to open it up. And
if you'll just let me throw, can I throw?
Harrison Butler.
Now, the problem is that Minnesota's defense turns out it's not, it struggles. Now, Minnesota struggles when they're not at home. They just do.
They can't play outside that dome. You would think of Colts.
But hell, Kansas City, if Tyreek Hill saved the day, he did. He was absolutely unreal. He got him. I mean, I understand Moore made the play, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else, fellas. Y'all go back and look at that long run, that touchdown run that running back had, and I want you to watch when Tyreek Hill actually kicks in the Jets and runs down beside him. No, he didn't have to throw a block. All he had to do was stand in front of him. That man is fast like you ain't ever seen. Deion Sanders don't have Tyreek Hill speed.
Damian Williams is the one you're talking about. 12 rushes, 125 yards, a touchdown, 10 yards, a whack. Very good for – and Matt Moore doing what a backup quarterback is supposed to do, which is to do –
win. Put your team in a position to win.
Put your team in the position to win, and that's exactly what he did. The Chiefs go to 6-3. I cannot wait for the 22.46 miles. That's what Rob Clem's saying. I believe it, Rob.
Hey, I'm telling you, that bull was hauling ass.
So big win for Kansas City, and I can't believe this. That game with the Cucks coming up is actually going to be a pretty good game, depending on where the Cucks want to go. I just wanted to say Cucks, man. Carolina.
I don't understand y'all's deal with that. I really don't. But we'll go ahead. I'm gonna let it go. I'm rolling with it.
Carolina runs their record up today to 5-3. They beat the Titans 30-20. This game played. It's a good game. Kyle Allen had a good game. Ryan Tannehill still 2 picks. Did throw. He throws a lot better than Mariota. Kyle Allen though 17-32, 232. Also seen something today from Fox Sports with Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer saying that he doesn't think. Jay Glazer is usually pretty good when it comes to getting information. He doesn't think Cam's going to come back this year. One day his leg hurts, one day it doesn't.
Probably not.
So big win for the Panthers. They go to 5-3. Buffalo knocks off Washington. The Dwayne Haskins era started off with a thud. And now I got to wonder, is Washington, even though they did beat the Dolphins, but Washington, every year, same thing. They lose to the Bills 24-9. The Bills are 6-2, and you want to know something? They're probably going to the playoffs, and that's a lot of I don't know.
Well, you never know now. Hold on.
I'm holding, man.
You know, the Bills could collapse. It could happen.
Dwayne,
Because I'm telling you, it's smoke and mirrors.
Dwayne Haskins, 15 of 22, 144 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He held the ball a lot in the pocket. Adrian Peterson, 18 rushes, 108 yards. And on the other side, Frank Gore, 11 rushes, 15 yards. So the older guys. But I'm going to tell you what, Rob, if you're an older dude and you're carrying your team's halfback duties, that's screaming issues right there. Screaming.
Oh, speaking of screaming issues, Hey, Max, it's that kind of fucking knowledge that got me on your profile for a week. Just remember that, cuz. You keep that confidence. I want that same energy come December 16th.
Another team.
Because trust, y'all ain't looked that good these last couple of weeks. You might have won, but you ain't looked that good. Another team.
Oakland with a big win today, 31-24 over the Detroit Lions. I watched a little bit of this game, but I was more enthralled with the Seahawks, and we'll talk about the Seahawks.
The Raiders.
But the Raiders have gone 4-4, and I'm telling you, if they'd have kept the pieces they had in place, who knows? However, John Gruden wanted a fresh start, so he got rid of two studs. He got rid of probably the best linebacker in the game and one of the best receivers, but he kept David Carr, and David Carr is actually playing some pretty good football. 20 of 31, 289, 2 touchdowns. We say a lot about Gruden, but hey, he got 4 more wins out of this team than I thought he would. And they're 500.
Well, you know, there's just no pleasing Paul Sully. I seen him post it. There's just no pleasing him.
And remember what a hot ticket the Lions were? The Lions are now 3-4-1. So it's tempered down with the Lions. Again, I took Derek.
But remember, whoever that one team was that beat the Lions when they had a winning record, they're really good because they beat a team with a winning record. Remember? It's all about having – how many teams have you beat with a winning record? Well, I don't know. In September and October, how many do you play?
You have not. Oh, let me read this. You have no clue. We don't play y'all. I love the term y'all. I can't pick up the rest of it. December 16th, trust me.
Oh, you might not play us, but hell, I just assumed that's all you ever talk about, the damn Cowboys. I mean, hell, I didn't know you knew what other teams y'all played.
According to Ben
Hart, I thought you woke up on Sunday morning and just thought, oh shit, we don't play Dallas today.
According to Ben Hart, the trading Khalil Mack is a good trade. It got him Cleveland Farrell, who's he's okay, but it did get them some Cleveland Farrell. That would be from Clemson. So. That's just giving you the names he gave me.
Yeah, I mean, because when I think Khalil Mack, I go Cleveland Farrell. He's all right.
Cleveland Farrell.
I don't.
3 tackles, 1 assist.
I don't.
No, I wouldn't have made the trade.
All right, Sully. Don't give me that. Because it only counts if you tackle and sack anybody. Pressure is where you disrupted the play. Those next-gen stats, I don't know that we have them. So.
Well, let's go to the final game, and it ended right before we got here. Speaking of that, late-game win for the Seattle Seahawks, 40-34. I can see that. You know what? I can really see the frustrations that Tampa Bay fans have with Jameis. All right? Jameis he had a good game, but there was a spot late in the fourth quarter where they got the ball back. They could have gone in and scored. Taking that touchdown lead, and this is after a fumble. Did you? I don't know how much of the game you watched.
Oh no, I watched it. I watched it. But look, man, listen.
He's got the skill set, man. You can't.
He hit the down offensive tackle was pushed back into him. Like the D team was covering the game. And they never even went back. They showed it. Oh, he just dropped the ball. No, he didn't.
That would be
the damn tackle. The damn tackle bumped into him, and he knocked the ball out of his hands. Now, granted, and that's why Jameis had such a stupid look on his face over on the sidelines. Like, I can't believe that shit happened. So I mean, Well,
when they first got him, they thought, man, you know what? You want him to be like Russell Wilson. You know what? Late in the game, you knew Russell Wilson was going to win that game. You just
I don't
know
necessarily know about that. I don't necessarily know about that. Russell Wilson got the benefit of a good play on that. I mean, he did.
Well, the Seahawks go to 6.
I agree with you. Ben. I agree with the cap space. I don't think it's a bad trade. It all depends on who they're able to draft. I get it. Oh, Max, I'm sorry. Y'all play the Rams that day, and you'll be in Dallas watching the Cowboys play the Rams. And I want to ask why.
Why is that, man?
Oh, you're like Lux. You're watching your favorite team play. I get it. I know it now. My bad, dog. Anyway,
that's a dick move, man.
That's a dick move.
That's a dick move.
Well, he asked for it. Fuck me, man.
Seahawks go to 6-2. Now, next Monday night, they travel to Santa Clara to play the 49ers, who represent the city of San Francisco. And
are undefeated.
It's still not the best team they're still not the best team in the NFC. I mean,
I agree. You're not convincing me of anything. You're not going to put up a fight with me.
Do I think they're going to make the? Oh yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. Yeah,
well, shit, yeah, they're going to win the division.
I mean, and do I think they're going to win Monday night? Yeah, I do. That crowd's going to be rocking and rolling. But
and Jimmy G's going to have all the women making big wet spots everywhere.
Well, I think Aaron Andrews.
That's right, baby.
Hey, take care, baby. What did he say to her?
Yeah, dude, if I was Aaron Andrews' husband, I'd whoop Jimmy G's ass the next time I seen him. I swear to God, I'd come out on the field. That's right, baby.
That's taking your best shot, man. That is taking your best shot. You know what? God bless him. Seahawks go to 6-2, and that's where we're at. Now we got tonight, and we'll talk about this for a second, and then we're going to let you guys take off. It is the New England Patriots traveling into Baltimore to take on the Ravens.
Don't let the Ravens upset them.
The Ravens are 5-2, and you're talking they're gonna have that crowd's gonna be epic. And
well, the Ravens need to keep pace now because the Steelers have jumped back in this race.
Now. It's a 4-4. If you look at it, and Lamar Jackson scares the shit out of defenses. Especially if you don't keep him contained, oh dear Lord! But
until tonight, he's not played any defenses. To hear anybody tell, there's no teams out there any good except for the Saints, the Patriots, the 49ers, and then everybody else is just they're okay.
Well, we're going to see how good they are, and that's the point I was going to bring up is now we're going to two things. One, we're going to see if the Ravens are real, but the other thing that I want to see is now how good are the Patriots defense, because they're going to have to deal with him. And he's a nightmare, man. He is a freaking nightmare when he gets, like I said, especially when he gets out of that pocket and stuff. But then again, Bill watches video like the rest. Well, actually, you know what? Bill watches more video, obviously. So if Bill, he's probably going to say, look, if you want to beat us, throw an out pass. Throw it downfield, and we'll see what Lamar Jackson has. I'm going to take the Ravens tonight. I'm going to take them. I think this is where the Patriots – and you know what? This will probably be the best thing for the Patriots. All right.
Hell, to be honest with you, dude, this is the worst fantasy year ever for me. I can't get nothing right.
What?
Last week I won 13 out of 15 games – 13 out of 14. It still lost the damn thing. It didn't matter. I'm going to take the Ravens just because I know it'll piss Dodge off.
Well, I'm just taking – I
don't even care who wins because it don't matter.
Well – and also, I just want to see where Brady hasn't had to do shit, And honestly, I think this is it for him. I do, and that's not a question of.
He's the greatest. Dude. He can play forever.
Whatever he wants, man. He has nothing else.
Man, when he retires, the Patriots will go to shit because according to Dodge and about 45% of the other fucking idiots that are Patriot fans, he's the only reason they've ever won.
Did you have a dream that Dodge fucked somebody in your family?
No. I mean, when we talk about the Patriots, I have these conversations with Mike Dodge.
Well,
I mean, I have these conversations with Dodge. He doesn't believe Belichick should get any credit at all. It's all Tommy boy.
No, Belichick. Hey, you knew Belichick was something else when he slowed down the Buffalo Bills as as the Giants D coordinator, standing everybody up.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. All the glorious shit that Bill's done in his past pales in comparison to his coaching record prior to Tommy Boy coming to the Patriots. That's the only reason he's who he is today.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Mike on that. If he pipes up, I'd like to see his response here because Belichick actually had we said this last week. He actually had the Browns/Ravens going in the right place.
I said the same thing, but but you can't convince him because his head coaching record was bad. I mean, you got to break a couple of fucking eggs before you make an omelet, right? But you can't do that.
And I'll say this: it's like Pete Carroll. Everybody here. Pete Carroll when he went to USC, he was like an afterthought in the NFL. The only reason he went to USC,
because
but.
He left USC because probation was coming.
True, that is true. Boy, remember when he left, everybody's like, wow, man.
Because I remember when they got Lane from Tennessee, he was like the 7th guy they asked.
Lane.
Hey, man, you want to come out here? Lane's like, hell yeah. Well, the other 6 people turned us down. Glad you picked us.
Here's Rocky Top. Let's sing Rocky Top with my hot-ass wife, who I know you guys are probably beating off to right now.
Yeah.
I'm out. See you later. Oh, God. So what you're telling me is that Al Davis was onto something.
Yeah, sure he was. It was a conspiracy. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. We're not talking to Paul.
Oh, my God.
All I can tell you is this. You're not going to convince Dodge of anything.
No, he says that.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last great Michigan quarterback ever drafted in the 7th fucking round?
And the thing is
absolutely never. You know why? Because it's Michigan. Tommy Boy beat Alabama. That's it.
Here's what I remember: the greatest Michigan quarterback ever, Rick Leach. You don't remember Rick Leach?
Yeah,
I do. Who played baseball actually? Hold on, man. You made me lose my train of thought. Here's the thing: is that 2001 team. Even before, and Mike, I'm going to have to disagree with you, man. You could tell that 2001 team before they didn't win that game because of they didn't win that season because of Brady.
They didn't win the first 2 Super Bowls because of Brady. He played well in the third one, but still.
That first season he took over for Drew Bledsoe, they had a good team in place. They had a great defense, man. It just needed time.
No, you can't do. Stop. Just stop.
My bad. Hey, tonight.
Logic, good common sense doesn't work with Patriots fans. It's like he says when you're talking to Cowboy fans. I mean, hell, nobody really argues his points with Cowboys other than.
He went 11-5 when Brady got hurt. And the only reason he didn't make the playoffs is he lost.
That shit doesn't make. Hey, without Brady, they have a winning record. Can you explain that?
Hey.
Can you explain that? Oh, well, he had Jimmy G and Brissett. Okay, well, I mean, fuck me, man. I mean, you know.
Jimmy G's, I think he's 15-2.
When Tom Brady became a stat machine, they lost Super Bowls. That's just what happens.
They got right at the, and I will say this. This will be the last thought, and then we'll let you guys get over there and watch Carrie singing. The ingredients were there. It was starting to mix, and then when Brady went in there, it was a new straw. It was still. Do I think Drew Bledsoe would have taken them all the way? I don't know. I don't think the Tuck rule is what got them there. They got a little luck on it too.
Oh no, you didn't! Oh no, you didn't! Oh Lord! A conspiracy that goes against Paul Sully and Mike Dodd. Oh shit!
This is worlds colliding here, right now.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
The worlds are colliding. The conspiracy theory on one.
I obviously did not drink enough alcohol before we had this conversation. Holy hell!
That's true though. Bill Hart brings up a
conspiracy.
Bill Belichick wanted Jimmy Garoppolo over Tom Brady. Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, but Tommy Boy still had Kraft as daddy.
Oh,
he went up and cried to Kraft, said, "Hey, Daddy, can you make Jimmy go play somewhere else?"
Hey, in fact, I want you, my trainer, lock him out of the room.
Yeah, I want that motherfucker in there too.
One game as a result of 6 championships. Yeah, Belichick. Belichick has almost everything to do with it.
He has nothing to do with it, dude. They got a quarterback, a big, tall, lanky fucker from Michigan, a 7th-round quarterback from Michigan. Do you know the odds of a damn 7th-round quarterback from Michigan?
No, I don't
No. Hell, Jim Harbaugh didn't even get drafted in the 7th round. He played at Michigan.
That's the Rick Leach.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm taking the Ravens. Who you got tonight?
I got the Ravens, just because.
Because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah, speculation, Dodge. Speculation that motherfucker, if he was worth the shit, they'd have drafted him in the first 3 rounds. He became great because of Bill.
That's like
bottom line.
Joe Montana became great because of
Bill Walsh. But Joe Montana was the first. He was drafted in what?
3rd round, 82nd pick.
3rd round. Yeah. I mean, 3rd round. And he went to Notre Dame.
That's true. That's true. And he won a national title to boot.
No, he
yeah,
didn't.
He did. Yeah, 1977.
No, he won the Cotton Bowl. He had flu. They didn't win the fucking national championship.
Notre Dame.
That was one of them. That was one of them 3-way ties things. I think Alabama claimed 79 too.
No, we're gonna look this up here because he won it.
Oh well, you look it up. I think USC might have won it that year too. I think there's like 4 teams that won it.
Let's see here.
But Joe didn't win the national title.
Yeah, it is right here. Won the national championship.
The UPI.
They won it with the, let's see here, AP, number 1. Coaches, number 1.
And who was the UP?
I'm just telling
Actually,
you,
the coach. No, wait a minute. I don't know. The coaches or the AP or both?
Of them. They won both of them.
Was that the Cotton Bowl, the flu game?
No, that was the next year.
They didn't.
They won that. They won the Cotton Bowl that year. They beat Texas. The next year.
That was 78.
That was 78.
That was 78.
Well, the 77 season, 78's Cotton Bowl. All right.
Right.
The next year,
in
they
79, they won the national title.
79, they won the Cotton Bowl. They didn't win the title, but they won the Cotton. That's when Montana had the flu.
All right. Well, who won? Who did they split with anybody that year?
No, it was Notre Dame.
They were unanimous.
Yeah, 11-1, number 1 ranking.
Tenfold. I thought that was the year they won the flu game.
It says it right here.
What did Dodge say?
Well, I don't know. He was a national champion. You loud. I think he won.
Hey, Ben Hart, no bullshit. If you go back there, there's years where like 3 teams split.
Penn State,
Alabama.
State and Alabama split in 1 year. The first,
USC and Alabama split it a couple of years.
The pre-BCS was the independent game between Penn State and Miami. Now, 1 year they played in the Fiesta, and that's why the Fiesta Bowl used to be a shit bowl.
Yeah, hey, you remember all that? Hey, you remember all that shit too?
Yeah, I do. It was a shit.
You remember all that shit? You remember all that shit? And everybody talked about the SEC. Dude, seriously, swear to God, if it wasn't for Bear, Alabama would have never won anything.
No,
they'd have never got a vote. They'd have never got a vote.
And that's where I was real quick. Here we go. That's the first. That was the precursor because that was the number 1, number 2 in the nation.
Right.
And the only game they could play in was the Fiesta Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl used to be down here. It used to be the orange, the rose, the sugar, and the cotton. And then the cotton.
Sugar Bowl went to the SEC. The Orange Bowl went to the Big 12 or the Big 8.
The Big 8.
And the Rose Bowl was the Big 10 and the Pac-10 or whatever.
Yeah, but that was the first one, and then before you know it, the Cotton Bowl was pushed to the side like "fuck you ain't shit," and it was never like that. But now,
the Cotton Bowl got left at. It used to be the game of the century in the Cotton Bowl.
Now it's I'm glad the Cotton Bowl's back to where it should be. But hey, guys, tomorrow we have the Monday mashup. We're going to look at a couple of subjects, give our good, bad, and ugly. Bill Harp has Over the Hump on Wednesday. He's going to be here. We'll talk about the World Series, break that down and other things. And Drew Remsburg tomorrow will have his Overreaction Monday. We hope you guys are tuning in. Any last thoughts?
And let me give you Bears fans a little bit of a fucking precursor. The Bears are going to be mentioned tomorrow in either the bad or the ugly, or maybe the good. You tell me which one you think it is.
It's good. This team's right on ground, brother.
They are horrible.
All right, guys, enjoy the game. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Rob, out.
Peace, brother. Yep.